Feels like we're the first people here in years.
Looks like it too.
Weird. Shut.
Guys, check it out.
What happened?
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Until Dawn is a thrilling survival horror story that plunges its characters into a tense, isolated environment where every decision carries life or death consequences. The story begins with a group of friends returning to a remote mountain lodge, 1 year after a traumatic event claimed the lives of two of their own. The setting immediately establishes an atmosphere of isolation and suspense, with dense forests, snow-covered cliffs, and the haunting remoteness of the mountains creating a backdrop where danger feels omnipresent. Updates suggest that the narrative emphasizes tension, atmosphere, and psychological stakes as the characters confront both external threats and internal fears, setting the tone for a suspenseful, emotionally charged adventure. The central characters each bring distinct personalities, strengths, and vulnerabilities that influence their interactions and the story's progression. Among them is a courageous yet impulsive leader figure, whose determination often drives the group forward but also creates conflict and risk. Another character is cautious and analytical, serving as the voice of reason while grappling with the anxiety of the situation. Updates indicate that the ensemble cast includes individuals whose relationships are tested by fear, stress, and hidden secrets, with alliances forming and fracturing as the narrative unfolds. These dynamics ensure that character decisions feel meaningful and that audience investment in survival is heightened. The plot introduces immediate tension through subtle, unsettling events, mysterious noises, glimpses of figures in the shadows, and environmental hazards that keep both characters and audiences on edge. Updates suggest that the narrative gradually escalates from suspense to outright terror, as the friends realize that a malevolent presence is stalking them. This presence is both intelligent and relentless, forcing characters to make split-second decisions and confront personal fears. Each choice carries consequences, which may lead to survival or death, creating a constant undercurrent of tension and reinforcing the story's themes of accountability, fear, and trust. Psychological horror is a central element, with updates indicating that Until Dawn explores the characters' fears, guilt, and unresolved traumas. Flashbacks, hallucinations, and eerie environmental cues reveal past events and hidden secrets, deepening the emotional and narrative stakes. The trauma from the previous year's tragedy haunts the group, influencing their reactions, decision-making, and interpersonal conflicts. These layers of psychological complexity elevate the story beyond standard horror tropes, making the tension as much about human emotion as it is about external threats. The antagonist, a mysterious and menacing figure, drives much of the suspense and danger. Updates suggest that this character is unpredictable, highly intelligent, and intimately familiar with the lodge and surrounding terrain. Encounters with the antagonist are designed to be suspenseful and strategically complex, forcing the group to work together or risk being picked off one by one. The narrative emphasizes the combination of environmental hazards, psychological manipulation, and direct threat, ensuring that fear is maintained throughout the story and that survival feels both challenging and earned. Survival mechanics play a significant role, with updates indicating that the characters' knowledge of the environment, decision-making skills, and ability to read each other's intentions determine outcomes. Choices made under stress influence the story's progression, including who survives, who succumbs to the threat, and how interpersonal relationships evolve. The narrative design encouraged both suspense and engagement, as each decision carries weight and uncertainty. This structure allows for multiple narrative paths, ensuring tension remains high and that audience investment in character fates is paramount. Character development is deeply intertwined with survival challenges. Updates suggest that courage, loyalty, and personal growth are tested continuously. Characters must confront not only external threats but also their own internal weaknesses, fears, and regrets. Those who are resourceful, empathetic, and decisive are often rewarded, while impulsive, selfish, or fearful actions can lead to peril. The narrative explores how adversity reveals true character, emphasizing themes of resilience, self-discovery, and the consequences of moral choices in life-and-death situations. The environment itself serves as a character, with updates indicating that the lodge, surrounding forest, and mountain terrain are designed to be both beautiful and threatening. Snowstorms, steep cliffs, treacherous paths, and hidden dangers challenge the friends at every turn. Visual cues, sound design, and environmental storytelling combine to heighten suspense, with creaking floors, shifting shadows, and howling winds creating an immersive atmosphere of unease. These elements reinforce the narrative's tension, ensuring that fear is pervasive and constant. Even during moments of relative calm, interpersonal dynamics are central to the narrative, as fear and stress-strain friendships reveal hidden resentments and expose vulnerabilities. Updates suggest that the characters' relationships evolve in response to shared danger, with trust being tested and alliances shifting as circumstances change. Secrets from the past year's tragedy resurface, influencing decisions and interactions and occasionally leading to betrayal or reconciliation. These dynamics provide emotional resonance, grounding the horror in human experience and making the stakes feel immediate and personal. The narrative also incorporates twists, red herrings, and reveals that challenge both characters and audience expectations. Updates indicate that the story gradually unveils the antagonist's identity, motivations, and connection to the group, creating suspense and dramatic tension. These revelations are intertwined with character arcs, as confronting truth requires courage, insight, and emotional resilience. The interplay between mystery and action ensures that the story remains engaging and unpredictable, maintaining a sense of dread and anticipation throughout. Action sequences are carefully choreographed to balance suspense, horror, and realism. Updates suggest that characters navigate both environmental hazards and direct confrontations with the antagonist, using strategy, ingenuity, and teamwork to survive. Chase sequences, narrow escapes, and sudden encounters are punctuated by psychological tension, creating a layered experience that blends physical threat with emotional stakes. Each encounter challenges characters to adapt, reinforcing themes of resourcefulness, courage, and the consequences of action under pressure. The climax of Until Dawn brings together multiple threads, combining resolution of interpersonal conflict with final confrontations against the antagonist. Updates indicate that choices made throughout the story directly influence who survives, who is trapped, and how the final events unfold. The tension peaks as characters confront ultimate fears, make critical decisions, and demonstrate growth through courage, compassion, or sacrifice. The resolution is designed to be both satisfying and suspenseful, reflecting the cumulative weight of previous choices and emphasizing the story's central themes of survival, accountability, and human resilience. Visual storytelling emphasizes atmosphere, character emotion, and suspenseful pacing. Updates suggest that lighting, camera angles, and environmental design are used to create a constant sense of tension and anticipation. Snow-covered landscapes, shadowed interiors, and dynamic weather conditions enhance the narrative, creating moments of both beauty and terror. Attention to visual detail ensures that the setting amplifies the psychological and physical challenges faced by the characters, making the audience feel both immersed and apprehensive. Sound design and music are crucial in building tension, signaling danger and enhancing emotional impact. Updates indicate that subtle ambient sounds, sudden audio cues, and a haunting score heighten suspense, accentuate jump scares, and underscore dramatic moments. Voice acting and sound effects for characters' interactions, struggles, and confrontations are carefully integrated, ensuring that the audience is both emotionally and viscerally engaged. These auditory elements complement visual storytelling, reinforcing suspense and amplifying narrative stakes. Themes of courage, friendship, fear, and moral responsibility run throughout the story. Updates suggest that Until Dawn explores how individuals respond to extreme pressure, the importance of trust and cooperation, and the moral consequences of choices made under duress. The narrative highlights personal growth, the resilience of the human spirit, and the complexity of relationships tested by extraordinary circumstances. Emotional arcs and character development are as central as suspense and horror. Ensuring that the story resonates on multiple levels, Character arcs are further enriched by confronting past trauma and personal fears. Updates indicate that each character must reconcile with previous mistakes, lost loved ones, or buried guilt, with survival often hinging on their ability to confront these challenges. Growth is measured through decision-making, courage, and empathy, emphasizing that true survival is not only physical but also psychological and emotional. Relationships are tested, alliances are solidified or broken, and individual strengths and weaknesses come to the forefront. Adding depth to the horror narrative, the antagonist's strategy evolves throughout the story, with updates suggesting that their actions are both manipulative and physically threatening. Characters face not only immediate danger B,